Hello there. Well, we are here in the grounds of the Hard Rock Hotel. It's a wonderful, sparkly summer day, and it's New Year. Now, one of the great things about Pattaya is the wonderful people that it attracts, and I did drop the word weird there for once. The guy that I'm going to speak to today, I actually met on Hogmanay, which is New Year's Eve for you non-Scots. He is just one of those guys, as soon as you meet him, you just think what a great bloke he is. He's talented, he's educated, he's charismatic, and he's just got a great story to tell. He is Stanley Selwyn. Stanley, nice to see you again.
Great to see you.
Good. Well, welcome to Pattaya. Welcome to Thailand.
Thank you.
This isn't your first time in Pattaya, is it?
No. I was here 30 years ago. I was still living in England at the time.
Right.
And there was a package tour.
Okay.
And it was like 700 English pounds.
Yeah.
I stayed at a fabulous hotel.
Okay.
It included all the transfers, 2 days in Bangkok.
Sure, probably 2 days travelling from Bangkok.
Absolutely, yeah. And I loved it here. I loved it. But I just got involved in moving to the States.
Okay.
You know, and it's a long way from America.
It is,
17 hours flight, you know. It's a killer.
Okay, so why have you came back?
Well, I've got quite a few friends who live here, and every year I used to say, oh, I'm definitely coming this year. And of course, business just took over.
Okay.
But this year I booked my ticket early, I booked the hotel early, forced myself to make it thoroughly happy that I did. I really like it here.
Okay, now as I said, I met you on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
What about those fireworks, eh?
Stunning. We were on the 26th floor, right?
Yeah.
And I've never seen fireworks like it. They were exploding in front of our balcony.
Yeah. It was almost like we were in it, right?
Yes, and you felt the charge. It was like
sure.
an explosion.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
Okay.
What a way to bring in 2011, which is going to be a good year.
Okay, well, let's hope. Now, one of the other reasons, as well as catching up with your other friends, is it's related with your work, why you came to Pattaya and Thailand.
Absolutely. In my design work, there's very much of an Asian influence. Okay. It's been for a little while now, and I mean, I would say out of every 10 clients on it would do the interior design for, I would say 4 of them want an Asian fusion look. Okay. Now, also, this ties in very much with the advent of feng shui. Okay. And believe it or not, feng shui has taken a huge hold on the Los Angeles market, especially with the more upscale, upmarket client, actors, actresses, big producers, all now demanding feng shui, and they expect you to know about it. Together with the advent of green technology, which is, so one has to have one's wits about them.
Regarding feng shui, I've actually got a book on feng shui. Now, should I keep the book on the coffee table or on the mantelpiece?
On the coffee table, okay.
Sure, that's the place for it, right?
No question. You shouldn't have anything on the mantelpiece except for one particular beautiful object. You know, and that should be a focus point. That's very feng shui.
All right.
No mirrors as you walk in. Nothing over the door. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell us. I mean, you've mentioned that you're a designer. You're an interior designer. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Basically, when I left school as a young lad, I went into the fashion business in London's East End, right in the heart of the rag trade.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, and then learned my trade basically from working in it. Never went to school or anything like that. And emerged as a quite successful, fashion designer, manufacturer. Had everything manufactured in England, and right up until the time that I came to America, I was, it was big over there, but Europe started to kind of collapse a little bit, whereas the American market was extremely strong.
So that was your reason for going over?
Absolutely. Also, I remember one distinct April morning when I was in Los Angeles with a very pretty girl staying with her on her balcony. The hummingbirds were humming, the champagne was was beautiful with the mimosas, you know, orange juice and champagne. She was feeding me strawberries dipped in, and the phone rang.
Right.
And it was my manager in London. And the rain was coming down in buckets, and every single order had gone wrong. The truck had broken down. One of the clients was in dead trouble financially, wasn't going to pay us. I thought, I don't like this anymore. And so I went back, I sold everything up, and I moved everything lock, stock and barrel to Los Angeles, and I was very successful there up until the mid-90s, when the Malays that had taken over Europe, what with all the offshore manufacturing and the lack of any major fashion direction, and that's the rot started there. So I had bought a few properties of my own, and I'd helped a few of my friends with interior design. It just came naturally to me, and I just gradually segued into that. And you know, I've got a decent personality. Wherever I was at a party or meeting people, if they were real estate agents or, you know, kind of other interior designers that specialise in what I did, or architects, I really get on well because I understand, I can read blueprints. Nobody ever taught me, I just picked it up, and I can read it, and they like working with me. And gradually I built up a very, very strong client list. And you know, if one of the top realtors would sell a home to a very high-powered client, they would always say, because the client would always say, who do you recommend? I get recommended a lot.
So you get your leads through that more than...
Absolutely, that's how I don't advertise, I don't put ads anywhere, it's all through word of mouth and referral. And basically, you know, if like Sex and the City, if Carrie Bradshaw and Mr. Big left New York and came to live in Los Angeles, 8 out of 10 definitely I would be doing their home, and that's what I specialise in. Also, if you remember from the first film, they had that fabulous long sexy closet in white. I've done so many of those. Really? Just the Sex and the City closet. They love it.
Sex and the City closet, right?
Just the white closet with all the... And you know, I've got a... They call me the designer to the stars. That's mine. And another one is the king of custom closets. That's another thing that is very, very weird and strange. You don't find it much in New York. Los Angeles, because the lifestyle is so different from anywhere else. It is nothing for a house to have just for her a 400 or 500 square foot walk-in closet. Now, that's just sometimes isn't it? That's just for her, and they have 20-foot ceilings and God knows. I mean, no, not 20, but about 14 or 15 feet ceiling. You go right up, you pull the things down. They got some of them. I put library ladders all the way around.
Oh my word!
So you roll the ladder. It's just, but that's the movie business, whereas money is no object. Even today, there's still excess. Even today, and you know, I love mixing in that crowd. You know, I've done designs for Sharon Stone. Mark Burnett, you remember from Survivor? He did 2 episodes here. Every time he gets married. Do
you give him a bigger discount each time?
Yes, I do, He's a lovely fella, a great guy. And I go in and I do all the designs for him, you know, and Martin Lawrence, you know Martin Lawrence?
Yeah, he was in the Bad Boys
1 and 2. Did his wife's closet. It was huge. I think God knows how big that thing was. But you know, they're all a pleasure to deal with. And as I say, used to be my first love was movies. Now, basically, I love the design as much as movies. But I also do some writing, and I'm a movie critic.
Movie critic. Well,
yeah, I do some.
Well, this is how we started talking when we met. And we were talking as the clock was chiming 12. We were talking about the movies of 2010. But so you write for what's it, LA Today?
It's LA Today.
Yeah.
I'm like a guest critic, and also I like have a little bit of a wire service. So I send out articles. You know, over the years, I also got a little cable TV show called Showbiz LA.
All right.
And I do that every now and again. Especially when I get back, I will do an Oscar show.
Okay.
I would have done a Golden Globe show, but I've missed that, so I'm not going to be back until next weekend. But yeah, I go to the screenings, I see the films, I write my comments. It's the thing to do in Los Angeles.
Sure,
you know?
sure. Now, when you say you go to the screenings, are you going to the version that will eventually hit the theatres, or is it the pre-screening? You know, the
well,
audience
I would say that of the screenings I go to, maybe 2% are not the actual finished film.
thing.
Most of those are for the general public screenings, where they will, at the end of the film, hand out a little thing, and you write, what do you think the best scene? Would you recommend this to your friends? No, the screenings I'm going to are the major media screenings,